Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Charlie Bouguenon, and I am playing two roles in this play. I'm playing Mr. and I'm playing Osifer in Passover by Antoinette Nwandu. So today we're going to be answering a few of your questions. So let's see what you got for me today. All right, the first question is, what is Passover all about? Okay, I'm going to try and answer this as concisely as possible. So as a theatre piece, it is a piece of absurd theatre, hearkening towards Waiting for Godot. It is a contemporary civil rights, Black Lives Matter piece, but also has smatterings and subtext of the Moses Passover getting out of Egypt story. Baya. Okay, now the story is following two young black guys, Moses and Kitch. They're on their block, they got dreams, they got aspirations, they want to get up off this block and make something of their lives, you know, what everybody I'm sure in life is trying to do. And it is the challenges that they have to face and the people that they meet that want to screw with their way of getting up and getting out, you know. All right, there, I hope I answered that for you. So the next question is, how have your experiences informed the process? So this is a wonderful question as well, because there's so much analysis and work and studying that you have to do before you actually deal with the play, because you have to understand what has come before, so that you understand why this play stands out and why it's a contemporary piece. This is what I really love about this piece. This isn't a piece that is hearkening back to times and things. This is talking right now to people right now, globally right now. It's a wonderful question that is posed, you know, with the troubles that the Black diaspora is dealing with worldwide, not only in America, but because this is an American play focused in America. That's also why I've done a lot of my work of how African Americans came to America, how their experience has been coming from Africa, the slave trade, ending up in America, being brought into this new collective and becoming in themselves American and trying to find that identity for themselves, right? So doing a lot of work in the history, digging out like, okay, so why is what they say pertinent and what is their current experience? Right? And how is it informed by what has happened, and what are they trying to do to change what is going to happen? So it's fascinating. I love it because you know, when you do a powerful piece of theater like this, you grow so much as a person because you have to. You know, you can't just be saying the words and not walking into the furniture. You know, you really have to be true to these characters and the stories you're telling. Yeah. Thank you so much for the question. Next question. How does the play contribute positively to the current state of affairs? Great question, thank you. So one of the main uses of theater and the importance of theater is that theater is a mirror to society, right? Theater shows society to itself, so that we can learn and we can grow out of these experiences and we can change, you know, because the definition of madness is trying to do the same thing, expecting different results. So this play contributes enormously and extremely positively in the conversation about violence, have not, black, white. It deals with so much. I've got too little time to really go into it because Antoinette's writing is extremely complex and beautifully subtle and elegant and poignant in the way that she addresses things in the narrative of the two let's say main characters that are going through the experience. Come watch the play. You know, make up your mind for yourself. What do you take away from it? How do you grow as a person? And then you'll know what the positive contribution is. It's about changing people, and it's about changing the way we think. It's about changing the way that we approach conversations and the way that we view the world. Yeah, theater. Okay, next question. How did you show your castmates the importance of effective communication? Guys, we're actors. It's all about effective communication. Without effective communication, you cannot go anywhere. So for us, it's like it's part of our DNA, you know. And we're not precious about you know, minutia. We're here for conversation, we're here for changing, we're here for growing. So that is our language, that's how we speak. From day one we got together and we're like, all right, so this is extremely difficult matter. And often people are so afraid to talk about it because this whole movement now that everyone is offended by everything can be very toxic to conversation and to learning and to growing. And that's the only way that we can do it, is by changing our opinions. Because opinions are fantastic things, that's something that you table. And then when you receive more information, when you receive better information, your opinions move and change. They're liquid, as you grow through life. And your opinions will change many times, but that's the point, is to keep growing, to keep your opinions moving and changing and to feel, right? And to be really aware of what is happening in the world. I think that's also what we try and do as actors together, is we try to, we're actors. We believe in justice and truth and fair, and we want the perfect world, but we know it's not perfect, and that's why we always strive towards a utopia, maybe. Okay, next question. An actor prepares. How do I step in the role? Well, I get these clothes, and then I put them on, and then I'm in. No. That is a question, right? An actor prepares over a lifetime, I suppose. You never stop preparing, right? So you do your due diligence, you do your analysis, you find out who you are, and you let the script speak to you. And also what's very important is you cannot judge your characters. You have to try and find the first person relatability to your character. You have to try and understand where your character is coming from, right? So that empathy is very important for us. Like, for example, if you're playing Hitler, you're not going to be like, I want to destroy the world, I'm going to take over Europe. You're like, no, he's coming from a point of, I'm a teetotaling vegetarian and I want to save mankind. But we know, So where I come from, my characters, I play two very tough characters. I play Mr. and I play Osifer, and they're extremely different, but they're extremely poignant, and they change the play from when they enter, You see the guys having life and doing their thing, in comes this character and boom, it's a new play. So your functionality of the character, but you know who your character is and what's he trying to do, and his kind of thought processes, why he's saying what he's saying, how and why he's moving the way he does. What is the relationship that you pick up of the others? Because also you're not just alone, you're very much with the other people on stage, and what is your relationship to each person? What's your agenda? What do you want? What are your needs? What are your obsessions? It's a lot of things, and you do all this prep to try and work it out, so that by the time you get there, you go with what you have, and you go on gut, and you keep it immediate and fresh, and tell that story. The story is king. You serve the story, you serve the piece. That's what it's about. All right, next question. How do you personally relate to the play? Well, that's very simple. I'm a human. This play is about humans, So we all have that struggle of how do we find life? How do we find an opportunity to be alive, to have a voice, to not be discriminated against, to not have harassment, violent acts, to be able to grow and learn, to earn a living, to raise a family, to have goals, dreams, ambitions. It's very simple for me. It must be relatable because it's about people, and I'm a human being, and these are about human beings, and it's about relating to human beings, and where are you, why are you, and what is your experience, and do I agree with it, do I disagree with it? This is a play that should start conversations. If you leave the theater without being moved or without wanting to talk to people, well, then we failed in our jobs. But that won't happen. All right, thank you very much for that question. Next question. What makes Passover worthy of the theater stage in 2021? Well, like I said, I wanted to say it's not a classic, but to me it already is. This is an incredible incredibly powerful piece of theater. It's incredibly poignant. It says a lot. It's got so much going on. It's one of those pieces that the more you deal with it, the more you find, the more you discover. It's a rich piece. Also, it's current. It's current affairs. It is what is happening. It is the helplessness, the struggle, the divide. It is what is current in America. It is what is happening. It is what people are struggling against. It's now. It's not something. It's a current conversation that is informed by so many conversations and pieces that have come before it. Your Lorraine Hansberry's, you can name them. It's powerful. It's current. Get yourself to the John Carney Theatre and come find out for yourself, man. You're not going to be disappointed. Do it. Buy a ticket. Do it now. Come on. MXAM, guys. This is theatre. Thank you very much for your question. All right. What is your biggest takeaway playing this character? My biggest takeaway is just, thank goodness I am not these people. These are people who prey upon other people, who use power, irresponsibly, who have been taught things and who have learned things from their forebears and have not changed, who have not evaluated and gone what is right and what is wrong inherently as human beings. It is not conscionable. And this is so, because I've been looking, I thought about like a few plays that I've done. And I found that I do quite a lot of plays that are struggling against things that are wrong. I've done plays on domestic violence, on conscription in the military, being a victim and being the aggressor. I've done plays on racism before. And for me, this is stuff that, it grinds you like glass on your insides, right? That these injustices are happening in the world. But as an actor, I cannot play Moses. That's a different play. You know what I mean? I'm not a Moses. But I can still move against and have my voice in the same direction by being a good bad guy, by being a good villain, by having the hero have that antagonist to bounce against, making the protagonist's story so much, more, if you've got a weak hand, you're going to be like, what's the problem here actually? Why is this a problem, So I find, for me, it's really powerful that I can use my voice in the same struggle, fighting against this rubbish that is happening, that is not stopping, that is not changing. And I can add my voice to a struggle by being the other guy. Yeah. Thank you. All right, next question. Black Lives Matter is a global movement. How does Passover advance this narrative? Hey, guys, come and see it and you'll know. It is because it's current. It's because it's dealing with the conflict within, about how what people are doing and how people are viewed. It's so rich. It's so immediate and so, right now, that you've really got to come see the piece. This is too much to discuss like in a 2-second thing. It's a really incredible piece of theater in that it moves you, and it shows you things. You'll be writhing in your seat as you're sitting watching this happening and seeing it happening live, and in a style of theater. We use the conventions of theater to tell this story and to advance this narrative. So I think that it's extremely permanent. It's extremely pertinent. For the global Black Lives Matter movement, in that it is absolutely relevant. Thank you. All right, next question. What is Passover all about? Well, no, I'm kidding. That was the first question. Thank you very much for all your time, guys. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for making them hard questions. I love that. You know, if it's an easy question, why do I act? I love it. You know, it's not going to do anything. But if you're asking stuff that makes you, you know, try and find the words, because words are difficult as well. Words have definite parameters, and what we're talking about is so much more than what we have language for. You know what I mean? So thank you for starting the conversation. And if I can tell you one thing, come to the theater, have an experience.